That's a thing, right?
Super Tuesday.
I think that's a thing. We're going to Minneapolis after the show today. We have 6 hours of Super Bowl live following Good Morning Football this morning. And then we have total access. We're going to hear from the coaches and the players for the Eagles and the Patriots, respectively. We have reporters. And then there's us four just kicking it, chopping it up in New York City, just pretty much waiting for this hour to be over so we can run to the airport and get to Minneapolis. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Hold them up.
It's 4 for 4.
Be at the Hudson News. Come hang out.
It's like a great
sour
deal.
apple
What
O's.
are you getting? Peach. Sour apple?
Yeah, I like a sour apple.
I'm going. If I'm at the airport, I'm a peach.
It's the peach rings, bro.
Okay.
We know that.
I like to live on the edge.
We have a lot to talk about. Opening night, what did you guys think? I know we weren't there, but how did it stack up? Aditi saying that's a little more sedate, she said.
It looked fun to me. It looked great. It looked like everyone got to introduce themselves to America. Nick Foles and Tom Brady head-to-head, side-by-side. Still doesn't feel real that Nick Foles is in that conversation, but he's here. He's earned it.
Did he look nervous to you up there with
No,
Brady?
he actually did it. He felt pretty confident.
Brady could not name Kim and Kanye's new child. He did not come up with Chicago. He was asked point blank and did not know it.
You love this story.
The best. He was a good sport. Everybody took their cue from Belichick. Truly, he was having a good time. He looked good. And I feel like the Patriots were that good because they took their cue from their
What
leader.
do you think of Patricia's outfit?
Leather jacket and the beard.
Andrew Dice Clay.
Pencil. You have to have the pencil. He was so business, though, man. No one hear anything. Even Dion's trying to have fun with him. Nothing.
Is that telling that Belichick is embracing this maybe for the first time?
Or for
He
the
wasn't
last
wearing a
time.
clown mask. I mean, he wasn't rude, but
But he was loose.
Yeah.
He was loose.
We'll see. All right, we're going to break down all of the sound, of course, everything you need to know as we hit the final lead block of the Super Tuesday.
Lead block.
A lot of great quotes last night at opening night. Some crazy questions. It was impossible to keep them all straight. We've got you covered, though, here on GMFB. It's a fresh edition of That's What He Said. Let's start with Eagles head coach Doug Peterson not wearing a visor at the podium yesterday. He spoke on his preparation for the greatest postseason quarterback of all time, Tom Brady.
You know, the biggest thing watching him is just there's no panic. You know, there's no it's just business as usual with them. And you know, when the team has a lead, you just got to make sure you continue to play ball, and you got to play for 60 minutes. And he's obviously one of the best quarterbacks at bringing teams back, and he's proven it time and time again. He did it a couple weeks ago, and I just think that's something that you know, as quarterbacks, you're always remembered for Super Bowl wins, but for him too, it's how he's got some of these wins, and that's a special thing.
Doug Peterson there. You know what I love about Media Day when the reporters come with the microphone and they say, in one word, describe this or describe the Super Bowl in one word or whatever. So I'm going to ask you three, in one word, give me the word that separates Brady from his peers.
You know, the word that's coming to mind, it sounds like it's not a nice word, but in the sense that it's psycho. Like, it truly is complete commitment.
Not what I thought you'd go with, but
No,
okay.
but again, I had this little screening last night at Tom vs. Time, the thing on Facebook, and you go into his world, and you see him watch film, and you see all of that stuff, and he's psycho in the most constructive, positive way in the fact that he is addicted to football. He sits there and like, I gotta be honest, I could watch football tape for just 8 hours all day. He doesn't want to get up from the chair. So I know a lot of guys watch a lot of film, and a lot of guys work really hard. No one does it at 40 years old. No one does it with his success. I'm going to give him a compliment and say he is a football psycho.
I'm going to say the word is ruthless to me, and it almost sounds negative also, but he will win at all costs. He will do everything it takes, and he doesn't care who is in his wake, and I love that about him. It's that competitive spirit that everyone else feeds off of, so I'm going to say ruthless. I don't think he thinks about necessarily all the outside world. It's what he wants, and he's going to get that, and he's gotten it already 5 times.
Yeah, you said the word. It was addiction to me, and I feel like he's addicted. And, you know, that usually has a negative connotation in today's society. It's very taboo to say you're addicted to anything, but Tom Brady's addicted to football, and it spills out in everything that he does.
Most wins of any quarterback in NFL history, most Super Bowl rings, doing it at 40. All right, next up, let's hear from Carson Wentz. He will, of course, be watching his Eagles from the sideline. But if we know anything about Carson Wentz, he'll still be helping in any way that he can. And last night at opening night of Super Bowl 52, our Deion Sanders caught up with Wentz, and here's what he learned.
You can't wait to watch Tom Brady on the other side of the field, or you're more excited to watch your guy, Nick Foles?
I'm stoked for Nick. I mean, just given the career he's had, you know, the up and downs of it, and given that he was so close to retiring, and you know, him and I talked last week just how crazy this really is. You know, now he's going to be starting in a Super Bowl. You know, it's just kind of crazy how it's all unfolded. But you know, God's had a plan for him throughout this whole thing, and he knows that. And I couldn't be more excited for him.
I know that's your guy, and you say if he goes out there and win this one, maybe get MVP. You're going to say, Nick, you my man, but you know these are the keys to my car, right?
We'll save that one for later.
You know these are the keys.
Just save that one for later.
Yeah, I wish you the best, man. Stay healthy. God bless you, man. And one more thing. Next time we call you, because you ball, please accept the call, please.
You got it, bro.
There you go. All right.
I mean, sure, we should talk about this Eagle. He didn't accept Deion Sanders' call.
Wait, send us a voicemail? You don't
What
do that.
just happened?
Kyle Brandt's direct messages. Not Deion.
If he doesn't have your number saved, he's not going to pick it up. Yeah, you know
Deion
about
Wentz
that.
feels like a buddy cop movie. That could be True Detective season 3. Those two.
That's a
fair.
crazy thing to do, and Sanders like remembers it, knows it, and is like,
Yeah.
what is this?
No unknown calls.
Talk to your boy.
Maybe he was talking to somebody else. I have no idea.
Maybe he was talking to Foles, helping him prepare
Hey, great idea.
for the Super Bowl game. How big of a help can he be? He was in the same situation, wasn't he, when he in college?
Yeah, he was injured and helped the backup lead to a championship.
Then he came back and played, though, and won it.
He won it next year. Was the number 2 pick. So the thing is with Wentz here is that he could have very easily just taken the back seat and been like, I'm not going to be a part of this week at all. It's Nick's week. I'm not going to. He's so confident in his place on the team, and he's so confident in his friendship with Nick Foles that I'm going to enjoy this moment too. I'm going to be there for him, and I'm also going to talk to the media. He spoke to the local reporters last week. He did last night's media week, where he very easily could have been in the shadows. Hats off to Carson Wentz. He's not hiding around here. It must be very painful in some sort of personal way to not be the guy when you get them 14 weeks. But I respect the heck out of him for being out there.
You know, we've done a segment on here where we use our imaginations and we think about this Wentz wagon just riding through Philly.
Sure. Oregon Trail.
Yep, and everybody's piling on, and that's what I imagine. The Wentz wagon this year was rolling, and they had the rims on it, and there was all kind of people in the car. It was a party. The music was blasting.
No typhoid here.
And then all of a sudden, a wheel blows out.
Smallpox.
And you're like, oh my gosh. And then he steps out. Carson looks. He's like, oh, I popped the wheel.
Cholera.
And he realizes, oh, I got a nick in my car. And that's it. Nick takes over. He's sitting in the passenger seat. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, he's not going to get out the car and say, oh, man, I'm going to let these guys go ahead and ride off in the victory. I was a part of this. So he might be in a passenger seat right now, but he's going to appreciate this victory just like everybody else because he got him there. Like, let's keep it real. Without Wentz, they're not in this situation.
He got a nick in his car.
He got
like
a nick in his car.
And they went out and hunted and they shot a foal. That's not right. Listen, I actually think Carson Wentz, Peter, I like what you're saying about he is so secure. There's something to me that is a very endearing quality in anybody, that you're secure with yourself. You're not worried about anybody taking that job. He doesn't have any of that going on whatsoever. And I buy the two of them plugged into each other in this sense that psychologically, they're both men of faith. They both talk about that. So X's and O's may be one thing, but I think as a support person, someone to talk through the ups and downs and the emotions of it, I think he'll be a huge asset. I truly do.
And a question that has been plaguing our civilization since the beginning of time is, how do you make Bill Belichick crack a smile? How do you make him? You tell him a joke? What do? You tickle him? Who knows? Finally, we got some answers here because Patriots receiver Danny Amendola and Tom Brady were asked, how do you make him smile?
Just say Navy, lacrosse, Lawrence Taylor, Bon Jovi. Those four.
I've seen him laugh or smile 2 times, and both after Super Bowl wins.
They love it when you smile on our network, Coach. I'm just telling you, it does a lot of good for me. So continue to smile. That's like 3. That's like 3.
By far the most relaxed Patriots team we've seen in Super Bowl opening night.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at the idea of tickling Bill Belichick.
Tickle me, Belichick?
Right. You know, Brick at the end of Anchorman was cuddling with the bear and giggling? That's what I'm
He's
picturing.
probably wildly ticklish.
You think so? Nate, do tell. What are you talking about?
You know, certain people you don't think are ticklish.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick's probably one of those guys. I mean, I don't know first-hand experience, but I would assume he's wildly
That's
ticklish.
a take, Nate.
That's
I
a
love
hot
it.
take, right?
This went right. I didn't even know where I was trying to go with it,
That's
Trish,
what you
but
did.
help me out
That's
here.
your fault.
It is a different side of Belichick. I think we're used to the one-word answers, and he was not playful last night, but he was certainly a part of it and enjoying the moment. And I'm not trying to look too far into it, that maybe he sees this as, hey, reading the tea leaves, maybe these aren't going to last forever, but certainly had a different tone last night on that Patriots. The Patriots seemed looser and enjoying the moment more than the Eagles. I thought that was crazy because the Eagles are so much younger and had all the phones and were doing, but then went to the book. I mean, I don't know. It seemed
We need to do a segment based off of his Navy, lacrosse, LT, and Bon Jovi.
They forgot punters, though. He loves
Johnny Hecker until the cows come home. Loves them. But look, it was fun to see him loose. I don't know if it's the last time we're ever going to see him in a Super Bowl, but it was the best we've ever seen him.
Kyle, I didn't get to see the entire media night. I had to go to bed. I saw the Patriots. Why are we not talking more about the Eagles media night? What did we miss?
Well, yeah, because we had talked about maybe Jalen Mills will be a star, LeGarrette Blount certainly. I don't know. There wasn't a lot. So maybe they, first time there, maybe they're like, don't make any news, don't make any waves.
Took a page out of the Belichick book?
Yeah. The only thing that made waves is the Fletcher Cox thing. And that, again, he just doubled down. It wasn't much. So maybe there's a first time and let's just chill.
I wanted someone to come out and say, Tom Brady stinks. No, there was none of that.
Final score prediction?
Yeah.
Mexico did it, and then they won.
I know.
There was none of that.
There was none of it.
I did. I never.
83-3.
Kevin Hart said 83-3 Eagles?
He had a dream. It was like 83-14.
I never would have thought that we'd be talking for 3 hours on the show mostly about the Patriots side of things with Media Day, really.
I think
Me
it's
too.
because
Me too.
America's fascinated with the dynasty. And as much as we love the Eagles,
the royalty.
being first time they're royalty. So watching a dynasty and work, we want to sit back and listen because we want to pay attention to every moment. Because if they indeed get this ring, we want to be part of it.
Yeah. Or the Eagles are just dialed in.
Or like Belichick and Brady are far more compelling at this stage than Doug Peterson and Nick Foles.
All right, let's turn it over now to Will Selva out in the NFL newsroom in L.A. What's up, Will?
What's going on there, Kate? I don't know what's been more entertaining today is seeing the tweet that Schrags has sent out about whose Super Bowl career would you rather have, Eli Manning's or Tom Brady's, or Nate saying that Bill Belichick was ticklish. Yeah. I don't know what's more entertaining.
He looks
to me.
ticklish.
Correction, wildly ticklish.
Wildly.
That
wildly
means,
ticklish.
Yeah, a guy that like pees on himself when he gets ticklish. I'm just saying that's my take.
Are you talking about yourself?
Maybe autobiographical, like Katie says. Don't tickle me, Kate.
What have I done? What have I done?
Tickle me, Selva. Go.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. I need to compose myself and get this thing going. Well, we have to peruse our research packet to find out what to say about Patriots quarterback Tom Brady that hasn't been said before. His list of Super Bowl milestones, of course, is a lengthy one. One might think that hype leading up to the Super Bowl, including opening night, might be old hat for somebody like Brady, who's making his 8th Super Bowl appearance. That's not the case here for TB12, as he embraces the experience, but also says he wants to make sure they also stay focused on the task at hand here.
Week, but I don't think you can really lose perspective on what we're here for. I think ultimately everyone's going to really care about the final score of the game, and I think these are all kind of lead-ups to that, but I don't think you can really let anything affect your preparation. You got to try to keep your process the same as it normally is. It's not easy to do. There's a lot of logistic things here and there, but I think some of that experience has helped me out, just trying to get a lot of that stuff out of the way so I could focus on, trying to be, a great quarterback on Sunday against, the best football team we played all year.
Meanwhile, Eagles offensive tackle Lane Johnson, as we know, started the underdog mask craze in Philly, along with the Senior Long. It's now taken on a life of its own, but Johnson didn't show up sporting the mask like we might have thought. Instead, he was sporting a new look courtesy of one of his teammates.
These are Jay Ajayi's glasses. He said just the beanie wasn't enough swag, so he swagged me up for this.
Awesome. Well, you did well.
So thanks, Jay Ajayi.
All right, so Lane Johnson dripping swag there, like our guy Nate Burleson in studio.
Yeah.
That's one of the things he didn't mention what the brand was, so I'm not like that.
Kyle's dripping swag.
All day or day.
Straight stays dripping swag.
Yeah.
You don't think this oversized black turtleneck is just oozing
I do.
swag sauce?
Swag sauce.
Over here.
I
What are
think
you
it
trying to
is.
say here,
I
Will?
think. Oh, no, all I'm saying is that the knee tear in his jeans needs to be a little bit more significant.
Yeah, Nate,
That's all
those were
I'm
up a
saying.
little high. Speaking of drag.
I know. I have a knee tear and I get dragged for it. You're like, you're swaggy Magoo over here.
Tear drag swag. It's a new thing.
I don't dress without Mitchell and
Hobo chic. Is it hostage chic or hobo
Hostage.
chic?
It could be both.
Appreciate you, Will. Talk to you in a little bit. They are conference champs who are 1 win away from making history. Next, we'll get reports from both teams, the Eagles and the Patriots, and find out what their plan is for the day and what they're doing leading up to Super Bowl 52. I want to know.